Okay, team. How's it going, everyone? Happy Friday. We made it. We made it to Friday. Hopefully you've made some money with me along the way this week. And let's just take it nice and easy today. Lots of events coming today. We've got Jerome Powell talking at 10 o'clock at Jackson Hole. Highly likely to be very volatile. And then you've got the president talking at midday. So, you know, if he hears something that Powell says and he doesn't like it, he'll probably make some comments on that. And even if he doesn't originally, I'm sure he'll be asked on that. So caution in the air today as we trade. As always, as you come to the desk today, make sure you're fit and capable of trading. You know, are you emotionally tilted still from previous sessions? Have you slept enough? Had your water? Had your coffee? All these things. Anyways, as always, starting off in the daily chart. What do we have here on a daily chart? Well, you can see we are still in a drift lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is day 8 in this drift lower. All right. Daily, technically, is still bullish. Why is it still bullish? Because we are still making higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. This is still a high low until it takes out this pivot right here. Okay, so that from a technical standpoint in a daily is still bullish. On other time frames below it, no. What we would like to see really is some return in here and then a sell down, or a sell down and a return in and a new sell down. Trading a new sell position here is not ideal. It really is not ideal. It's not an ideal location to be selling from. We've talked about that the last few days, and you can see every time the daily has drifted down towards this current week low, right, we bid off it. There was Wednesday's range. Thursday stayed inside of Wednesday. And Friday, overnight, we took Thursday low and we've traded back inside again. So clearly, buyers down here. What does that also mean? That raises a little bit of an alarm bell to me saying, hey, we've got liquidity here. If we run these participants out, there is possible for an expansion down to those 800s we talked about earlier in the week. But we have to be careful of the balanced range. The same for the upside. If we start taking out, you know, some of these upside levels where we've been in balance, then there's possible action back up towards 700s. All right, and we can see that more clearly as we go down into the hourlies. All right, let's just get rid of this. That's just overnight. You can see right here on the hourly, this is what I'm talking about. In London, right, we drifted down and took out Wednesday's low. All right, this is Wednesday's low right here. And you can see in the London session, this red box, we drifted down and took it out. What we also did, though, has now confirmed that we have liquidity down here, because now we have one set of buyers, two sets of buyers. All right, so I need to be aware of that. I'm becoming less interested now in buying down here because we've come down to this liquidity a few times. All right, this is a strong move up, rejection of supply, move back in, found a bid, move back in, found a bid. I don't really want the market to come back here again, all right, because we've got lots of liquidity. Think about how much liquidity is down here now from buyers' stops. So if we're going to be strong today, we don't want to drift towards those lows. We want to hold maybe somewhere in here, all right, and find a bid and get over previous day value high and get over 350. And this is really where the squeeze can start, right here and right here. Down in these low levels, a little bit dangerous today because we've been in a balanced range so much. So we need to be cautious of that. How are we going to trade the short if we get down there? Well, we're going to need to wait for a break and retest. I am not interested in just trying to slam short here because this is also very possible. So it would need to be a break, some form of retest, maybe a two-leg and a bit of a trap, build some liquidity and a flush back down towards these levels down here. That would be a beautiful, nice, easy 200-point trade setup if we get that. Same thesis for the long side. If we've just trapped more shorts here and they're going to protect this and we're going to start bidding up and bidding up. From this point here, there might be a long. And from this point here, there might be a new long for continuation because we have not tested this level right up here. All right, so there's still a chance to come and test 700s. Does it have to be today? No. Does it have to be a tool? No, it doesn't have to be any of these things, but we need to be aware of all possibilities on the tape today. So we're looking for expansion. Let's not move that. We're looking for expansion outside of range, one side or the other. The other opportunities will come from failed breaks, won't they? They always come from failed breaks. So if we come down here, and we come under and we reclaim a level, all right, and shorts chase under here and they don't wait for the confirmation, then we can think about this trade back to the upside. This is exactly what we did here. And where did we do it yesterday? We had an attempt to do it here yesterday in the morning, back down, back to the upside. Same thing for here. If we take this liquidity and we fail, back to the downside. And if it goes to an extreme, if we take this and we fail, back to the downside. So we have to be aware because we're in a balanced range, all right? We have lots and lots of liquidity being built here. The other thing to note is your trend, all right? You're like this right now, all right? These are not my favorite plays, all right? This is definitely supply here. You get a confirmation of supply, a big break. We've come and revisited it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, pulled away from it. We've now visited demand once, twice, pushed away from it. This is midpoint. This is an awful location right now because if we're going to think about a trade long, we're going to have to risk down here to get to here. And if we're going to think about a trade short, we're going to have to risk down here to get to here. It's not ideal. We're right in the midpoint. So patience today, waiting for that 10 a.m., trying to get a trade. If there's a setup before that, fine. But really, we're waiting for, you know, Powell to talk. I don't know how long he's on for. That's the other thing to be aware of. I'm not sure how long he's on for. And you can just see the same stuff up here on a 1 minute. You see this reaction overnight. It was a big reaction. All right. So we swept previous day low like we talked about. And there's your inverse head and shoulder. And we're just straight back to the upside into previous day value area high. So we're just trapped. We trapped more shorts under here. And this is our range, right? This was our range yesterday, and it's still our range today until proves otherwise. This is where we're boxed in. Let's have a look at the MAG and everything else. We can have a quick look at ES. ES is the same story. All right, equal lows. We don't like that. All right, just saying exactly what I just said on NQ. I don't like a buy off this at this point, all right, because I think if we come down there, we're going to take them out. And then maybe we can have a buy or we can have a sell continuation. And we're pinned in. Same kind of story. You can see right here. This is our box. This is supply up here. If we can get through this, we might get some relief. Otherwise, boxed in. Okay, MAG. Apple. Gapping up. All right, decent gap up here. A couple of points on a gap up. Apple looking for a break above previous day high. That can open a move back up to 29s and 30s. So nice reaction there on Apple off the lows. Amazon, same story. So it looks like we might have this across the board. So Amazon yesterday swept previous day low, which is the opposite to NQ. NQ, remember, only came to here. So we swept previous day low. Can it find a bid now to come and test 24s and 25s? If we get through 24s, 25s, we're coming up 27s. Goog. Strong, that is strong. So strength in the Goog today. So you can see controlled selling on the way down, capitulation bottom, trade back upside, holding, and we're going back upside now for a move back up. Thank you, darling. So strength in Goog so far. Meta. Slight gap up to flat. Same kind of thing. Protected its lows yesterday. All right, you've got to be careful if we wash this. We get a breakdown. But if it can produce a high low and come back up, we want to test 48s and 50s. Microsoft, same kind of story. Yesterday took out previous day. We're holding overnight and we're boxed in right here. Excess underneath. Needs to get back over 507.50s basically. Nvidia, this is the important one at the moment. Gapping down. All right, Nvidia weak. There's your PDC. There's your weekly low. All right, so recovery and we're gapping down now. So if we rotate, okay, and we get stuck under here, or we build out, you know, a new inverse cup and handle, we're looking for lower on Nvidia. So that's a problem. Nvidia needs to come and recover 77s really. So that is the weak one so far. Very weak compared to the others in terms of structure. Tesla kind of flat. It's kind of similar to Nvidia. Needs to protect this lows. All right, if Tesla can get back above 24, 25, it has an upside. Otherwise, if it does one of these, it's downside pressure. I wouldn't be engaging in any position here. It's midpoint of the balanced range. There's your balanced range on Tesla. You are midpoint. All right, so fairly balanced across the markets. Google's the strong one here. Let's have a quick look at the VIX. Starting to be a bit grindy here. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, so finding this uptrend since these lows. All right, slowly grinding up. It has still got more liquidity to go and search for if it wants. If it wants to do a big return in, we look for this push up into 21s and a sweep. If it bases over here, it's night market. But that's asking a lot of this. This could just be, you know, a retracement to come back down. We really need to see, this is, everything's like 50-50 right now, really, because we're in that balanced range. All right, because we're in that balanced range. So we're just going to have to let everything start to develop today. Not in a rush today, that's for sure. So many traders got caught the last 2 days, you know, forcing their way into positions. I'm just having a look at some of my swing positions here. Have a look at open. I did trim some at 4s while I was away. It's a nice push. So I'm in sub 2s here for those interested. Been trading this with the team. Looking good. So I want to see us still base over here if I'm thinking about any continuation. All right. But I trimmed some in this last move up into here. We look pretty good. We look pretty good. But like I said, I'm in from about here. So over 100% banger on that already. All right, back to NQ into 1 minute. Let's get rid of all of these. Let's see what you lot are saying in chart in the chat. Make this a bit bigger for you all. There we go. Get my glasses on so I can see. We're about 4 minutes out here, folks. All right, good morning, everyone. Morning, Toby, Coop, Thumper, John Dennis. Hey, thank you, John Dennis, for the super chat. Appreciate that. That's my Friday lunch sorted. Morning, Raphael, Moby, Silem, Firewater, Sergio, Miguel, Contorted, Aaron, Jesse, Omalabi, Christy, Peter, DJ Noah, CC, Aaron, Eva, Leron, Brandon, Bart, Marek, Donna Smith, Chris Thorne, Capt, Paul, Bella. Good morning, Bella. Bella has kindly donated from Apex for us some Apex giveaways. So remember, we will be doing that today. You just got to get us to 100 likes and we'll do a quiz or something later. So make sure you smash that like and subscribe button and everyone give Bella a big shout out, please. Good morning, Sloth, John Lucan, Danny Corking, Mike, Owen J, Willa Williams, Greg M, and Bill Burke. Good morning, everyone. Bill, my latest student to join this week. Looking forward to working with you, Bill. All right, so you should be prepared here, folks. Nice and easy at the open. We're going to wait for these panel talks into 10 o'clock, and then we're going to see what we get. No rush to force anything today. Same as the last few days. No rush. We wait to play the extremes of a balanced range, either a failed breakout or a breakout and retest kind of move. Let's just close this quiz down. So most of you are bullish today. Most of you are looking for that bullish move. Some of you thinking a bit more chop. Most of you bullish. Time will tell. Time will tell what we get here. How long we got? 90 seconds. So just go through your morning prep now. Make sure you've got your levels drawn in. If you need to look at my levels here. Remember, we're just trading within yesterday's value right now. Value high, value low, point of control, and yesterday's VWAPs and previous day high. And we did retake previous day low? We did, didn't we? Just had to remind myself there. So just trading an inside bar right now. No reason to rush into this. Remember, your range is pretty good here. All right, your range has been fairly expansive from this London low. All right, almost 300 points of range. Do not oversize. You will get caught. Volatility will come at 10 o'clock. Nice and easy, folks. You've had a good week. We've had some belters on stream together. I'm actually a bit devastated. I got off stream when I did yesterday. As soon as I got off, the market set up a trap and I took a nice 4-figure long for the trap back up in Discord. phone on charge here. Do not be giving your week back on a Friday, folks. Remember, Friday, the worst day to lose because you will need to stew over it all weekend if you do that. All right, so do not be doing that today. Expect some choppiness before 10 o'clock and then expect some volatility, I would say. We haven't really looked at the book. That's one thing. Let's just have a look here. Squeezing up towards the 300s right now. I'm looking for big players in the market. No one on the book right now making themselves known. Can I get rid of this? There we go. All right, so selling back down to PDC, closing this gap. Oh, I've got a bug on TradingView. Give me a second. Save this and reload it. Seem to keep getting this PDC bug in the morning. Hopefully that's fixed it. Yes, perfect. Don't know if anyone else gets that. I get this like vertical yellow line, my PDC line, sometimes in the morning. That's all fixed now. If you're in the UK, you got bank holiday. Oh, it's bank holiday today. Is it Aaron or is that Monday? So back to PDC. Back to point of control from yesterday. Finding bids there so far. Expecting choppy action here this morning. Nice reaction off that point of control. Remember, overnight we were bullish from this pivot. All right, so we are retracing some of this pivot. Maybe we can have a drift into value area low, which would also be 50%, and we have some structure. But right now, just bouncing straight off PDC and previous day point of control, right into it. So strong reaction so far. Oh, you're going to Mallorca. Very nice. Very nice. I love Mallorca, man. One of my favorite places. Where on the island are you going, Bowden? ES relative strength here, pushing New York highs already. It's trying to get through its first supply level here, ES, and previous day initial balance. That's what we're trading up to. Trading up to that extreme right now on the ES. Most of the mag green here as well, folks. So bullish from the mag. Nvidia, the weak one today, 1.73% down. Rest of the mag pretty much green other than Meta. Meta's trying to go red to green at the moment. So pushing up back to our point of origin from the New York Open. That flush was decent size at the open. 70 odd points. Like I said, your ATR is big, being absorbed, coming back up to where we just came from. Do sellers come in and hold it down, or does ES start getting acceptance above? You've got a slight divergence here between them. VIX is drifting lower back into those 16s, that old pivot that we talked about, if it can get above and base, which has been trying to do all week. So reaction there from the ES. It did just sweep its initial balance from yesterday and now getting sold into. So that old supply is still holding up there so far on the ES and the spiders. Qs have successfully closed their gaps. Spiders way away from doing that. Again, I'm just going to be very, very patient here. I'm not really interested in participating within a 2-day balance range. Yeah, quite right. Quite right, Coop. Very different charts. Here goes ES trying to push up towards those 10s again and get through. Nvidia looks like it might have found a bit of a bid because we're about 0.5% up from when I last looked at it. Have a little look over here. Nvidia has found a bid off its low, trying to reclaim VWAP right now, and it's trading right in the middle of its overnight or pre-market. ES cannot get through and base above those 10s. All right, so I'd say 10s, 12, 20s through that 16s, and then 19s is what ES is looking for. Like we said, likely to be choppy here to start. You'll be careful of failed breakouts. So we're really looking for breakouts and retests or failed breakouts today. That's what we're looking for. I'm not looking to trade midpoint of range, which is where we are at the moment. Christopher, good morning from New York. Thanks for the stream. I'm here via the day trading show. Great interview. Oh, thank you, Christopher. Glad you enjoyed it. It was good fun. Great fun. All right, ES still trying to find a bid. Nvidia trying to get back through its VWAP. It's trying to find a bid. It's printed a low today of 171 and it bid straight back up off that. It's just dancing in the middle for its pre-market range. Everything just doing a bit of a dance right now. Nvidia now trying to go upside. Microsoft gone green to red, Meta gone green to red, Amazon just gone green to red, or at least closed its gap. So mixed bag here in the mag. Relative strength on ES, but it keeps rejecting that supply level at around 410s. No base above 412s in a squeeze yet. We are underneath New York Open. We're over New York VWAP. We're over 24-hour VWAP. But remember, what is our range? Our range right now is the previous day values. Right, we can just chop between these until we get acceptance above some key levels or below key levels. I used to play there quite a lot, Bodum. I got married on the island up in the north. But what was the club there I used to play? The BCM, run by a guy called Gordon. Good fun back in the day. It was good fun, that club. All right, squeeze continue. Nvidia trying to get going. Nvidia coming up for high of day push at the moment. Choppy, choppy, choppy. You can see on the book there's some people to get filled here into 80. Still nice and early. We're only 7 minutes into this. No need to rush everything. Coming back up towards that New York Open and Globex level. So far we've done, a 30% pullback, held previous day point of control. We're bidding off that. They're trying to set the squeeze. If we can get through value area high, it's possible we get up towards those 350s. If they can get over and base, that is. It can't just do a push and fail, all right? So watching this now, in this long at this point, joining in for just a squeeze, for a scalp back up. Beautiful. All right, once we got through New York, joining this. So if we base over this now, I'll look for a re-add. And we're going to trade up towards this level here, 300s. And if we can get through that, we're looking for an expansion up into the top side of supply. If we reject this, then it's fine. I'll just take that scalp to start. Beautiful. All right, can we base? Lovely from ES, getting over those 12s. So want to see if ES pulls back and holds between 12s and sort of 11s right now. And if it does, we're looking for previous day high into 19. That will show good strength. Nvidia off to the races. This is what we were looking for. So Nvidia about to come and test PDL here. We'll want to see a squeeze through Nvidia and acceptance through. MAG all going green other than Nvidia, and it's not that far away. If it starts squeezing, it can go for a gap fill. Locking in some good money here. Let's just take some partials off here, move my stop. Beautiful. Okay, so taking this off now, waiting to see if we get acceptance and hold this New York range for a new ad if we do it. Watching ES closely as it trades back into, remember, we're looking for a breakout, retest. If we fail to hold the retest, it will be a failed breakout, and then we will rotate back in the range. But so far, we look pretty good. Locking in there. A quick little scalp to start the day. I don't know what I've locked in there. A couple $1,000. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Looking good. We're holding this New York Open. We want to see some expansion start to happen, as in the flow zones start to support. All right, we get the buy signal. It's a bit early for me. But if we can start to build some liquidity here, we're looking for an upside push. Wow, it's not going to let me delete everything. There we go. Okay, if we can build liquidity here, we're looking for that upside push. Looks good. So we're going to trade up towards 300. So these liquidity levels here, 95s, do you know what? I can put some of these on for you so you can see where we're trading into. These are TPs for you if you're in this and looking for expansion. Looks good right now, folks. We want to come and run some of these participants out. Do not add too late into this move. Do not add too late into this move. Have to build acceptance here. Yeah, if you do want to do that, Bowden, let me know. I might be able to sort you out. There's another club there called Mansion, which is supposed to be quite good if you want a night out. I can probably recommend some good places. Here you go, looking good here, folks. So acceptance above New York. So we're looking for TP into sort of 97s now. Watching ES into previous day high, just been taken. So take some partials here, please, in case we get a divergent play between ES and NQ. Bang, lovely. So TP1 gone. Now looking for expansion higher. So the next move we're looking for 313s, 350s, 370s. Looking good here, folks. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Make sure you're paying yourself some money, please. We're still inside a 2-day balance range, right? We're just starting to explore through yesterday's value. So now we're going to go into Wednesday's value. So we're exploring through Thursday's value. We're going to go and test Wednesday's value. If we get acceptance over Wednesday's value, okay, if we start getting acceptance over 370s and 450s, we're going to go on a ginormous squeeze. If we get up there and we start to fail, I will consider it a fail breakout. Nice, Mike. Very, very nice. All right, this might not look like much, guys, but this was what we just talked about. Acceptance for a flag with the flow zone starting to come, and we're looking for this momentum higher at this point. All right, looks good. Smack those W's in chat. All right, be careful with ES now. We're trading up to next level of supply and 5-day moving average. All right, so into 25. So it looks good. Everything's looking pretty good here, folks. But please make sure you are paying yourself on this move up. You must be paying yourself. It's early in the day. We're playing a squeeze to go and test Wednesday levels. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Here we go, folks. All right, next level taken. All right, so now we're trying to get up into sort of 48 and 50s. What a beauty. What a beauty to start a Friday. That's what I'm talking about, team. Nice way to start a Friday. VIX getting absolutely dunked on. Okay, we're going to watch ES to see if it can hold previous day high here. It's coming to its 5-day. All right, so we expect a bit of a stutter at the very least here. There's my spiders gone. There they are. Sorry, just having to check the ETFs. Okay, you got 2 minutes left until your opening range is set as well. You can still hold runners here, team. Still got a chance to move higher, but just be proactive. You know, I don't know where you entered there, if you joined in with me or if you took this flag, but, you know, you should be 50 odd points up. It's a nice trade. Be proactive. Lock in some money. It's only early. We're only, 13 minutes into the day. Lock in some money. Love to see it. We love to see it, team. I love to see you guys winning with me. Looking good here. They're adding liquidity on the book as well. So 325s on the book, 350s on the book. They're much above 375s. 450s right the way up there. What about downside? No one really downside right now, which is great. It's what we want to see. They keep adding liquidity higher. We might keep searching for it. It's due a pullback right now. Right, we're extended from flow zones. We're due a pullback. So maybe, you know, this area here where we broke out from, we can pull back and hold. We're looking for that trade back up again. If we start failing beneath here, you know, we're not looking for longs at that point. All right, because that would be back into the range. But so far, we look pretty bullish. So pullbacks back into the range. You can play like an imbalance here. You can play a fib, like however you like to play. You can wait for momentum to come back on your side. All right, so this is the last leg. Pull back somewhere into here. Look for a flag or inverse head and shoulder. Some form of liquidity, you know, to be built. or a flag, however you want to come and trade back into these levels. That's what we're looking for right now. We're going to join momentum when possible today. I was on the phone with ATT. What happened? What did I miss? Well, not much. I mean, it's only coming up 15 minutes. So just a nice little squeeze up is what we're playing. Reclaiming high time frame algo here. This yellow to green line, high time frame algo. And we're starting to get everything what we want now, right? So the VWAPs are pointing upwards. The flow zones are pointing upwards. We're above previous day value, which means we're going to explore up into here right now. Looks good. Looks good. As long as you're paying yourself along the way, you look good. ES just being a monster. I absolutely love it. Go on, ES. Keep going. All right, ES about to take out Wednesday's initial balance. And we're looking for... I've got to zoom back a bit here. Give me a second, folks. Watching ES into 30s, all right? If we get through 30s, you're looking at 38s. If we get through that, we're looking at 55s. That'll be a giant squeeze if we do that. But so far, we look very, very good. W took several points up on this move. Nice, Christopher. Is this your first time trading with me, right? So if you're joining since that interview. So now you can see how we trade. Just trade level to levels, searching for that liquidity above. I might even be able to recommend some nice beaches. Some great places over there. Nice, Priska. So Priska with the win. Lots of you making some good money here with me. Really, really nice. Okay, a bit of a flash down here. What's the time here? 9:45. Ken locking in. JD, Martin, Aga, Paul, Leron, Minji, Brandon, Priska, Chris. Just a couple to triple top my TP2. Nice. Nice work. Calypso with the W. All right, here we're starting to see that pullback into flow zones, into higher time frame algo. You can let this pullback finish. ES pulling back to that previous day high we just talked about. All right, so you want to see ES firm up at this level. So it's stuck between PDH and 5-day moving average. This is the exact move we just talked about on ES. You want to see ES come and test previous day high, and you want to see it be absorbed if we're going to move higher, all right? Because that's going to offer a daily move to go into a Wednesday high, which is what we're looking to trade into at the moment on ES. All right, so we've taken out Thursday. We're looking to see, can we get through Wednesday at this point? Really nice. So far, absorption on that level on ES. So just a pullback, getting absorbed, little sweep underneath these lows. I wouldn't mind a 2-leg here. I would not mind a 2-leg here to trap some more bears in before thinking about anything. Got a small W trading with micros, which drives me crazy. The minute I put on a trade with minis, it all goes to SHIT. Yeah, I mean, it's just getting used to it. What's up, DK? Nice to see you. Haven't spoken in a while. How are you doing? How are you doing? All right, currently, there's 141 of you watching. Once we get to 100 likes on stream, that means there's at least 100 of you not hit that like button. We will do Apex giveaways, all right? We're going to do Apex giveaway. You can win any size account you want today. So up to 300K. I'd love a 2-leg at this point. Don't think ES wants to allow it to happen. I would love a 2-leg like this, right? Little trap under here, but that might have been enough to already do it. Looks good. Looks good into the opening range high here. And then still looking for that liquidity higher. We can zoom out to help you all understand, though, especially those who are new, what we're looking for here. Right, we're going to try and trade up into these. This is where there's lots of liquidity. Think about how many sellers have their stops up here. All right, can we get up? And if we base over this, we go next level. If we base over this, we go giant squeeze. But the easy money right now is going to be made from here to here, ideally. It can do a failed breakout here. We talked about that pre-market. Okay, so we're trying to get up to take this liquidity. If we get through that, this level, and if we get a failed breakout, we get a trade back down as well. If we base above anything, we keep squeezing. Right now, momentum is moving upside, isn't it? You can see quite clearly we're trying to trade from the bottom side of the range, all right? back to the top side of the range. We have to see if we get acceptance or not. But you look good for expansion here. So far, it's setting up very, very nicely. They keep adding liquidity higher on the book map above me, which should be helping you. Those of you who are new on stream, you can check all the links underneath. Right, if you like how I trade, if you want this indicator, right, this is my full Flow Zone System Pro. If you want all of these signals, all the links are down beneath. All right, one-time fee, get you everything, gets you Discord as well. No monthly fee, none of that nonsense. 20-hour course on demand, plus the indicators, plus the Discord. All the links are down below. And if you're also new and you haven't joined, you can subscribe to the weekly newsletter, which goes out every Sunday. It didn't go out last Sunday because I was away at my sister's wedding, but it will be back this week. Any prediction for 4 o'clock? It's market tide already of those Powell-Trump fights. 4 o'clock? Well, Powell's talking in 10 minutes, all right? And then Trump's talking at midday. So no idea where we close. I'm not in the habit of predicting as well, Peter, like you know. I will just play what's in front of me. Who knows? No. What would I imagine is going to be said? I would imagine Powell will stick to his rhetoric of inflation looks sticky, which it does. We're unsure about how the tariffs are going to affect inflation. It takes time for data to show, which is true. The last few prints have been hot, so we're not looking to cut until it's time. And then someone's going to ask him, oh, the FOMC minutes said you had a 50-50 split between a cut and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, we had a split, but, we're going to wait for more decisive. He's going to say something like that, I would imagine. And then if he says stuff that, I don't know what Trump's talks is about. I would imagine it's on, some of it will be on Russia, I would assume. But no doubt he'll make comments about whatever Powell says. So, I'm not in the habit of trading news and that kind of volatility. We just trade it. We trade the high probability setups like this, right? So this is still searching higher. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe the market doesn't like it if he says, last time he was hawkish at FOMC, he was reluctant to make comments about a cut in September. Maybe that's the move that liquidates the bulls. I have no idea. It's why I don't trade news. We trade the reaction afterwards. So you got sort of 7.5 minutes until we get to that news event. Yes, I actually entered a bit early once I saw this momentum come in here. All right, so if we think about this as a structure, all right, I started getting in here for that push above, and then the re-entry was here for that squeeze. That's exactly it. This flag, I even drew it out for you. All right, when we were here, I even said, you want to see it build liquidity above this? What's this? Think about, what is this level here? Resistance, 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 resistance. We break above, very simple. We look for it to become support, and then you're playing momentum upside, and then you're targeting. All you were doing was targeting stops. All right, that's all we ever do, right? So this swept this. Now we go the other side. We look for this. Once we get there, maybe we have a failed breakout. Maybe we have a breakout. Time will tell. But, we've taken out 3 levels of liquidity already. Your next level is sort of 49, and then previous day high 69s. All right, but momentum very much upside right now. ES is still holding over its previous day high, but it is stuck at its 5-day moving average. All right, ES is stuck. I don't even know if I have it on here. I don't, but the 5-day moving average right now is right here on ES. All right, so we're stuck between this. Why does that matter? 5-day has been the trend indicator recently because we started doing a mean reversion. Interestingly, ES and the spiders are nowhere near their lower Bollinger Bands like the NQ was. Very different charts. Very different charts recently. All right. I'm now going to wait. All right, I'm now going to wait for Mr. JP to start doing his thing. Liquidity starting to clear out the book. You can see it in the book map above me, so it's starting to go dark. Some levels starting to clear out here. So just want to be a little cautious. We already took low-hanging fruits? Yes, we did. We already took like 2 or 3 levels of low-hanging fruit. I still think there is a trade to take out 69s or 70s, right? I still think there is a trade up here just because there's so many stops. Right, so maybe there's something like this. Once we do that, I want to be careful of a failed break because then we can use this liquidity to come back down to lows. And obviously the other option would be one of these and then go for the next level and then either failed break here or go for the next level and do a gigantic squeeze. Because through here we're thin. Think about this. We have room. We have lots of room to come and test this. This was your liquidation break on Tuesday when I was away. I was mid-flight when that was happening. So if we get through this and we hold, where are we going to go? We're going to come and retest that, right? We're going to come to retest that if we can get through these levels. This is your balance range. And yesterday, this was the balance range. So we're trading to Wednesday extreme. If we get acceptance over Wednesday extreme, we're going to come and test Tuesday. If we can't find acceptance, we're going to come back into range. Hopefully that makes sense to everyone. We went over that fairly extensively yesterday and the day before. All right. Team, we've got 3.5 minutes until the news comes. I'm going to go and reload my coffee and I'll be right back, all right? Be very careful in this. You shouldn't be like buying dips on this at this point. As this close to news, that we might come and just flush this whole thing out. Remember, because we've taken low-hanging fruits, right? If they want to be really nasty, they come downside. I doubt that happens, but just all I'm saying is do not be like adding in high when we've taken like the easy money. Our job every day is to take the easy money. I'm going to get a coffee. I'll be right back. It's better than 5:30 a.m. Thanks, love. Sent the wife to grind some coffee beans. All right, so starting to see that bit of a collapse now. Back inside the range. Coming back down to 24-hour VWAP. Going to clean some of this up because it looks a little bit messy at this point. Let's make sure I'm grabbing the right one. There we go. Okay, so coming back down to this 24-hour VWAP, lower time frame algo. Remember, if we flush that, we come all the way back down to lows. Like I said, squeeze through, take liquidity, come back down. We might find bids here because it is a break and retest. It's where we bid off this morning. All right, you want to be careful now of a rejection of this to come lower. A reclaim of this will cause the new squeeze. But again, we're coming into, why are you seeing this? Because we're coming into 10 o'clock. All right, who wants to be risk on into a completely unknown event? Look at the book map above me. All right, players are leaving. Look how small these orders are. We're looking at the highest order I see on the book right now is a 26 lot. I mean, it's nothing. Let's have a look at ES. Yes, at those 30s. Yeah, that's what we were looking to trade up to. Couldn't make it. Big order down here on ES as well. All right, so nice and patient now, folks. Just let it do what it's got to do. Ken, done for the day? Yeah, I mean, I can be done for the day as well, to be honest, but I'll sit here with you for a bit longer. Trying to decide, like, if I take, I'm at that point where one of my accounts is at 6 payout on Apex. I'm trying to decide, do I take it all out or do I just try and really scale it now? Like, caught in two minds, and I turn 40 next week, so I'm like, I could take it out, and buy that Daytona that I've been thinking about getting for myself. So, caught in two minds here. Daytona, scale. Daytona, scale. Probably scale is probably the right thing to do. Okay, news incoming, or at least speech incoming. I'll see if I can find a link for it. Oh, here we go. So volatility incoming, folks. Woohoo! Oh my god, you gotta laugh. People that play news just got absolutely cooked. And there you go. It's why I do not play these kind of events. Let's see if we can find a live link anywhere. This is a huge push, even on the tick chart. This is massive. Massive push. This actually pulled back to 72 at some point. So it did this, but you just can't even see it. There we go. So clearing out that liquidity we talked about. This looks massive now. So on a high time frame, this is your last level clear out above. And we can actually squeeze all the way back up to that Tuesday level at this point. All right. So if it finds acceptance above these, we can squeeze up to here at this point. So you're looking for pullbacks into range where it might want to then set a retrigger to squeeze. Very extended here. You've got to let it calm down. Wild. I mean, how big is that move? It's monstrous. I can't even count it. 200-point move. Still going. It wants to search for Tuesday. We've got to let this calm down here, folks. You've got to let it calm down here. The situation suggests downside risk to employment are rising. Labor supply is softened. Shifting balance of risk may warrant adjusting policies. So that's suggesting rate cuts coming. So now we're either looking for something here. Remember, this is the breakout. We're looking for a breakout retest here or even down here. If it wants to come deep, it can absolutely come deep. Remember, we are heavily extended at this point, folks. You are thin on the book. Just look at the book. There's still not a lot of action going on. Look how thin this book is to the right. There's not many participants here right now. We want to trade upside. Really, we need to let it cool off, build some structure before we think about doing anything else. All right, before we think about doing anything else. What a move. Ripping faces here. It's absolutely ripping faces here. Coming up towards previous week low right now is at 86s. This level right here, that's a previous week low, and then we're going to test that all the way up there. So waiting to see if we get some form of break and retest here. Either here, maybe rebalance some of this would be really nice. It doesn't seem like it wants to do that right now. It would be fantastic if it would do that. Do not be chasing highs here. What are these pivots here? 66s, 46s, 73s. Need it to die a little bit. Need it to pull back. Think about how we're building this liquidity. This is horrible. You do not want to chase this. This needs to pull back either into this level or all the way down here. Build out some structure. Risk to inflation are tilted to the upside. Risk to employment are tilted to the downside. And emphasis the need to balance both goals. They are in tension. Oh, you got to pull back market. If you don't pull back, we can't do anything. Okay, here we go. So Nvidia coming up to previous day high here as well, by the way, folks. Come on, come back down. It's been a slingshot up. We need a sensible move back down to some form of gravity. So far, they're basing over 500s and not even letting it dip below that. I want something into here. Some higher time frame levels is what I'm looking at. That old high at sort of 451 would be sort of nice somewhere down there. And if it wants to drift much lower, 370s is also okay. And because this is a big breakout, we need a retest to know that it firms up. We do not want to, remember when we see liquidity like this, we don't want to buy it. We want to wait for it to offer better structure. There we go. So starting to collapse a little bit off this squeeze now. So how low are we going to come? Remember, that was a big squeeze out, folks. That was not a joke there. Still holding those 500s. It wants previous week low, and it wants to come up here. I just want to see it do like a little two-leg, trap some people in, and we can play up here. We can play for this move. Moment, it's not even rebalancing anything. Building out a range here. I want to see a sweep under 460s, really. Might be asking too much, but that's what I want to see. Moment, momentum's just saying up, 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 up. That's all it's doing. Need this to just come back down. Yeah, algo's still pushing quite right. The reasonable base case is that inflation effects of tariffs will be short-lived. Now, that's a change of tune from what he has been previously saying. Here's the break. That is a complete change of tune. Much more dovish. It's possible that tariff-driven upward pressure on prices could spur lasting inflation dynamic, but it's unlikely given the downside risk to the labor market. All right, so sort of going counter against what he just said there. I want to see this or this retested. I want to see some form of bear trap. I do not want to buy highs, right? The only way we go higher is by more bears getting caught in, remember, because we've just ruined all of them. If you zoom out, where's my higher time frame? If we zoom out, think about everyone we just wrecked, all right? This is what we planned pre-market. We've just wrecked everyone. We've come to an old anchored VWAP as well. This is off an old pivot down here, all right? We need a pullback. Remember, we've just taken all the liquidity, all these participants, all these short sellers have just got blown out. We need a pullback, ideally two legs, so more shorts come in, and then we can think about that move. We need to be careful if we get stuck underneath, right? Because that will then be a failed breakout if we get stuck under here. So clear game plan pre-market. It's starting to play out now perfectly. Yes, good idea, Coop. Thank you, my buddy. I would have forgotten to do that. Let's get an anchor off you. There we go, holding that anchor. I want to see a significant pullback here, which I'm not seeing. Do you know what as well? Because we've got so thin here, let's get a 930 on. Yeah, Jesus Christ, that is so thin. Okay. All right. So they are protecting this low volume node. If this is going to keep squeezing, if this collapses underneath, it's a major problem, right? You can see like under here, big problem because this is so thin. So this is previous week low that we're coming into now. They need to protect these low volume nodes. If they don't, we come all the way back up to 343 because there's no structure in here. So they're doing well to protect this so far. They're trying to trade up to 600. You can see at 600. If they get through that, they're going to go all the way to supply, honestly. Failing in front of 600 right now. Here's the squeeze. Can they get through the 600s? And can we get to previous week low, which is 87 and then 600, and then we're going to go all the way up here. Oh, they're making this hard to get involved. I should have got that volume on before. That's lazy of me. A little bit lazy. Okay, tagging previous week low. So if you're in this, take a partial here. You're looking at 600 on the book and then a squeeze above. And all the way up into these levels here, 730s. Yeah, Raf, I agree. Sorry, you might have written that a minute ago. I'm just seeing it now. How many shorts are cooked in this? All right, we have a little imbalance here. Above 85 until 36. So if we can get through these levels, this is previous week low. This is a big, big, big level. Big level. From a weekly trader standpoint, this is a big level. Weekly shorts would have engaged for breakout shorts at this level here. If we start getting through this, weekly shorts will start getting squeezed out. You can see it's respecting it for now. We've created a new low volume node here. All right, so if they protect this now, we go higher. If they dive down, we come into volume. They must protect this. Anything below this at this point will collapse, right? Because if they trap volume up here, we will collapse underneath. I don't think that happens. I think we keep going higher at this point. I'm just trying to make you aware of structure in front of us. %90 probability of a rate cut in September. Okay, so here comes a bit of a reaction off that previous week low. Still getting absorbed into this low volume node we just talked about. Crazy how quick this is moving. I need to see a trap. Not seeing a trap here. Cannot be buying high. Cannot be buying high. Remember, this has been a huge move, folks. All right, you're up 300 odd points. Love to see a two-leg. Yes, finishing unfinished business. That's quite right. All right, held low volume node. They're going to try and squeeze again here. Still can't join this. I need a better pullback here. I'm not going to join this high. We are holding an RBS level right here. So think about this as resistance, becomes support in low volume node. Just trying to get through here and then 600. I want to see a little trap under here and a protect of this void. I want to see all that protected and then go. That's what I'd really like to see for the rest of the day. If I'm going to think about upside, that's how I'm going to have the best RR. I'm going to need more intraday shorts stuck in this to move higher because we've blown out swing shorts. Just see my swing positions. Let's go, Coop. Let's go, Coop. Thesis playing out. Why? Because open is based on home sales. And if they cut rates, borrowing would be easier. We're up 10%, almost 11% today. I'm up over 100% on those again. Oh, we look good. We look good. Still squeezing. It's still squeezing. Still not offering me what I want to see for a buy in NQ. Yeah, our swings are pumping, baby. Long-term portfolio looking great. Ah, come on, we need a pullback. Just flush out all these late balls. Offer us something. Only need 13 more likes for a giveaway. Yes, once we get to 100 likes, we will do a giveaway. So it's still trying to pump higher. It's a shame it's not offering what I want here. Still squeezing. Previous week coming up. Previous week low. Green line here. Previous week low. Then we go 600s and then maybe we can get up into 720s. It really wants to go nuts. And just make sure this is lined out properly. Yeah, 720s. Not the best, but thank you, love. All right, previous week low now tagged. So you're watching 600 here. Jeez, man. Not even pulling back to anything. We're at a 2 sigma here on VWAPs as well, so want to be careful. It could be a 3 sigma day, possibly, but this is 2 sigma up here, as in 2 sigma extension. Very nice, Mo. Looking good. All right, there's your 600 tag. Is there anyone adding much higher? No, not really. Buyers down at 450s. No one adding higher. 450s. Yeah, they're looking to that trap play that I was looking for. They're looking for the same. Not coming. So this is just squeeze higher. This is just shorts getting blown out at this point. Chris Hooper, or Hopper, sorry, said that wrong. $1,000 day for me. Thank you, Alex. I'm a fan. Hey, well, here Monday to Friday, so hopefully you'll join next week. Nice work. What about shorts? Gatney, no, I'm not even thinking. Why would I think about shorts with what we're looking at? No interest in shorts, right? We're in a bull. We're in a bullish market, right? We're in a buy. We're breaking above key levels. We're squeezing out shorts. Why would we think about shorts? Right? We don't pick tops. Momentum's upside. Where would shorts be? It would have to fail key levels for rotation. All right, it would have to fail back inside range for rotation. It would have to fail this now for rotation. I'm not thinking about shorts. So we've got no interest in shorts right now. 0 cents. All right, we don't pick tops in this room. We trade. You know, we look for people to pick tops and we trade their pain, and we look for people to pick bottoms and we trade their pain, and that's the best. Well, in my opinion, it is the best way to trade. Right? Abuse other people's pain points. This is building one of those channels that I like to use for sweeps. Right, it's your channel right now. I'm not buying off that channel. I want to see it come and wreck some late bulls, encourage some bears to get in, and then reverse. You're thinking about the news low. You think we're going to come back to here? Why? I don't think it's got any reason to come back there. Look at the low volume node. Think about what's been said. We're talking about cutting interest rates, which makes it cheaper to borrow. We've taken out all key levels. We've repriced. We want to come and test this level up here at the moment. It's very highly likely that they protect this to go higher. Trying to trade back down to this, I don't see what your entry would be. You would need a collapse in here and a collapse in here for that move. Maybe it comes, maybe I'm wrong, but right now, everything is bullish. Every single thing you are looking at is bullish. Why try and go the opposite way? Trump, I will fire Fed Cook if she doesn't resign. Why is he talking now? He annoys me when he does this. I'm going to say something really important at 12 and then you come on 2 hours early. He pisses me off, mate. Yeah, that stuff annoys me. Let the market digest. Jerome Powell. Oh, no, it's all good, Gatney. I'm just trying to protect you. It's really easy to try and think about, oh, we're up too high. We have to come back. But the easiest thing is to try and find levels to play off and join the higher time frame. Higher time frame right now is trying to back test up here. It's what it wants to do at the moment. We can think about shorts. If we collapse and we start making lower lows and lower highs and we start getting under key levels, we can think about it. But right now, I don't think there's a reason to think about it. That can change. We can see things can change very quickly. One candle can change everything. It's starting to come. further down now. So can we come and sweep some of these players out, find some bids, either on this high volume node, we're in a little low volume node here, or down here would be really nice. We can get some sweeps, it would be really nice. Be really interested at that point. Under 40s would be ideal if they can sweep under 40s under here. At the moment, they're not showing a willingness to do it at all. Under 40s, the next level would be under 80s, somewhere under there. Yeah, somewhere around here would be cool. Protect this low volume node, though. I want to see them protect this low volume node. At the moment, they're just protecting this one into 40s. Yes. All right, you're looking for these 509s. That's your next level on ES. What is going on here? There we go. Okay, back down to earth. I'm looking for a bear trap at this point. That's what I'd like to see. Yeah, you could run a fib. You could run a fib. I'm using volume really. I'm looking for a bear trap underneath the swing low. All right, a little dunk and a retrace that holds to encourage bears to get in. All right, so we're seeing some profit taking. I want to see bears come flying in. I want to be a bit careful because Trump's talking now. This is a bit of a pain because he shouldn't be talking for another 100 minutes. So who knows what he's going to say. This is be really nice if he would stick to plans, which he doesn't tend to do. Because if we had 90 minutes to trade just a reaction of Powell, it would be really useful. You know, who knows what he says now? Oh, I'm going to declare a nuclear war on Putin. You know, we give back the whole move then. Okay, so underneath these 40, so these bulls have been trapped now. Holding anchor VWAP, holding high volume node. Do we drift deeper or are we going to find a bid here? It's hard with Donald, man. It is hard with Donald. He's so unpredictable. What's on the book here? Sorry, just cleaning some of this up. That player's just left at 37. 437. That is deep. That is deep, deep. Okay, so we're starting to see some of these guys get cleaned up. And we have to wait now and see if we do some form of bear trap down here, okay? The problem is, like I said, the thing that might ruin this thesis is that we have an anomaly now in Donald talking. He is not supposed to be talking right now, but he's chosen to start talking now. He was scheduled for 12 o'clock. So he's come an hour and 45 minutes early, which might ruin our trades today. We'll have to see. Now sweeping out those players. So now we just need to see if we set the trap. Can we set the trap? We might not want to set the trap. That's what we're looking for. Do they set the trap to squeeze back upside? Starting to see a first sort of moment of it on the tick chart. Still very, very early. It needs to go start setting higher highs and higher lows. It's very controlled selling right now on a tick chart on the way down here. And we haven't swept 84s out yet. We've got like a triple bottom there, sort of at 83 down to 66. It's quite big down here. All these lows here. They might come and take those players out before they do anything else. Yeah, Jerome's done, but Trumpy boy isn't. I got a feeling he's going to ruin the trade setup. I just got this. Got a feeling, but let's see. I'm still bullish. Just want to see if we can do, you know, something like this now. That's what I'm watching for. Starting to see some form of reaction here. All right, because now we've swept out these players. We've left this, that's the only thing. If we start doing this, then all the shorts who just got in, especially if it's a shame we haven't done 2 legs, but if we can do this, all the shorts that get in, we now have shorts with their stops at highs, and then we have a target. Remember, to get up here, we need shorts in the market so we can trade upside. Hopefully that makes sense. We always look for these same kind of plays. You'll see me draw this out if you draw me on stream over and over and over again. I want to be careful this low volume node here into 40s. But yeah, if either we do a little second leg sweep and then turn up, or we start or we start to base here. Our bias is upside. We're trying to play upside. Here we go. Okay. So this is what we're looking for. Can we get something now? Be careful this low volume node here. Looking good. And be careful because they can set a lower high here, of course, because we've just pulled back. But if I was short, so I'd be a little bit scared here. If I was a short seller. Can we get back above that previous week high and get acceptance, I guess? Joining this, if possible. So now it makes sense what I said, hopefully, for some of you. This is why I was saying wait for it. Ideally, this doesn't straight squeeze, okay? Ideally, we protect. Let me draw it. Ideally, we protect here to go. If they don't protect here and we do a second leg, that's also okay. If we do this and then recover, I'll play that. I'll stop talking, Alex, and start trading. Otherwise, you're going to miss it. Just trying to see if he's saying anything else here. Request 2 billion from Congress. Still looking for those 600s. You can see they're looking for a retest of 600 here. Tom will talk to G about TikTok. I'm not a fan. He's a real low life. Talking about John Bolton. Okay, I'm going to assume there's Q&As now if he's talking like that. All right, back towards this anchored VWAP. So either they set the high low here, or they do this second leg. I'm actually just being very patient here. This would be ideal if we can get that second leg. That would be absolutely ideal. Is there much below? Not really. About ES. 55s. But way to go. 55s and 50s. Okay. So battle zone here. You can see it. Big battle zone. Big old battle zone. Miguel, I'm out. I'm out. No way I'm giving all this back. Have a good weekend, everyone. Love you, boss man. Great to have you back. Hey, nice, man. I'm assuming you had an amazing day. That makes me very happy. Well done, dude. All right, they're starting to build here. They're starting to build here. This or this. One of these is likely to play out at this point. Still holding flow zone, so still bullish. I'm just waiting because 62s is where we just failed from, just up here. I'm trying to see if they just build out a bit more liquidity before they do the next move. So far, it's starting to look very squeezy here. stuck into those 62s. I literally just talked about that 62s. It needs to like really get through those if it's got a chance of really going today. Stuck. Every tap into it's getting stuck, and they need to get through 62s and just blast off to 600s. They are struggling to do that at the moment. Tapping into 62s again. They're selling those 62s, so still can't get through it. It's trying. It is trying, but it's not doing it yet. So there, now through 62. So now, is it going to have the juice? Don't like that nothing on ES has really swept, but come on then. If we're going to go, let's go. Beautiful. All right, in this now. Let's get through that previous week low, please. Okay, can we get a new high day here through 600? Rejecting previous week low, trimming some. Geez, SPY's gone absolute berserk. Still wants upside. I want to be careful how we build this. VIX getting absolutely decimated. 1472s. We're actually at like a lower, high time frame demand point down here. So it might find a bit of a bid. I want to be careful. Look at the liquidity. It's gone. What are we doing? Yes, 9 more likes. Once we get to 100 likes, we will do an Apex giveaway. I've said it all morning. 100 likes, Apex giveaway. It's all we have to do. ES trading back upside now. Market's still very bullish here. Remember, it's trying to find a reason to get up into here. That's what we're trying to do right now. Trying to get up into here. We're trying to trap shorts to get up into here. I don't know if it needs a second leg. That's one leg down. Second leg didn't break the low, so shorts might be trapped. Trigger here would be sort of 85s. We can call it 600s because it's where we keep rejecting. And then we might well squeeze. If they can't get through that, they might do a second leg down. So I'm slightly cautious, but we look pretty good. Want to see us get through 600 and just squeeze high day. Here we come. Previous week low again here, folks. Big level, like I said, big weekly level. This is for swing traders here. Here's through previous week low. Can we get a squeeze? They're looking for 600 on the book. They're starting to add liquidity underneath to try and walk us up. We get through 600, we should go 615. That's where they've just added into. And then through that, we're looking for a high day break. Yeah, POC, we just created so much volume up here. Yeah. Current POC on the day. Just shifted. So much volume been traded here now. So you can see a big gap here, which is why we expect this gap to be protected. It's a shame we haven't sort of drifted and trapped in there. That would be a really, really great bear trap down there. Yeah. Most volume up here now. Previous week low. Holding up so far. That green line, holding up so far. Open 431 up almost 20% on a day. Oh my God. We are ripping faces on that. Oh my gosh. I'm up huge on that play. I'm going to have to post it on Discord, make sure you guys are locking some in on the swings. Volume profile settings, right here, dude. There you go. There's a video on it. You can watch the video. I go through everything. Absolutely everything. All right, let's get rid of this. We look good. More upside here. Oh my God, I'm just buzzing off the swings. That is always my game plan. Make money from the prop firms, put it into swing positions, make even more money, roll it into ETFs, and hold long term. So we're still trading upside. Here's the 600. We keep tapping into 600. ES is trying to get a higher day break here, folks. Tap, 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 tapping into 600. After that, we should go 630s, all right? It's about a breakdown under that 1469. There's the 600 again. We keep tapping it. Do not want to see a failed breakout here on the ES. You want ES to start screaming through that initial balance high. Stuck at 600. Stuck at 600s. Come on. You got to go. You got to go. Still in this. Stop hesitating, market. Get up. ES might pull back off this IB high and then offer a reload. So I'm just being careful because of that. There you go. So ES doing that now. Market looks good. Nvidia flagging as well to move higher. Nvidia's right at its 5-day. It needs to get through IB to get up to a 20-day. We look good here. You look good here. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Looking for a trade up to the current high of day if possible. Very thin up here. We're going to need expansion above this. Here we go. God, they are front running this selling. You can see it on the book map above me. The liquidity's up there and they're getting scared. Every time we get close, they're getting a little scared. They're like, oh, we're up very high. We're trim, we're trim, we're trim. I just want to be careful of a dunk. The only thing I'm slightly cautious of is a dunk under here, because that will offer a better trade back up. And I know that we've now got lots of stops here. At the moment, we're just being very squeezy. Entry here was here on this hold. Right? Or you can play here now for the hold of that. Think about a line chart. We're trying to get here and then here. High day coming up, yes. You're looking at 10s and 30s here. Here's the 10s. Do they reload at 95s? Do they give up soon? Is there anyone down below? There's still no one down below. Still think this just wants to squeeze upside. Let me have a look at ES just to double check. See, that's the danger. ES can reload all the way down here. Not seeing that same liquidity on NQ. ES struggling there. Struggling at its IB. Like I said, it might pull back off IB. What you want to be careful of is if this is a trend and they flush down and then reclaim. That'll offer a new trade. But we're a bit thin here down into 84s. And ES has got liquidity lower to search for. NQ is not adding liquidity lower yet. It's kind of a bit iffy. Making me like almost want to just take the position off. There's down into that low level, here into point of control. If they fail this, we go much deeper. Right? If they fail this, they go much deeper. They can come clean everything up if they want. It's wiggling around here. You got to be careful here, folks. VIX trying to reclaim those 1469, 1470s. ES pulling back off its IB high. I still think we want to trade upside. It's just how we get there at this point, right? We can always say where we think we're going to go. It's how we get there and timing it, which becomes harder. Can they go here? Retest 6. They're trying to retest 6. There's 6. Can they get through 6? Can they get through 6? There's 6. Come on. Now go. Now go. Now go. Now go. Enough fanning. Come on, ES. Join in. Make my life easy here. There we go. Okay. Through the 6s. Can I see some conviction? I want to get through these highs here. Beautiful. Can we go for initial balance? Looking for ES to trade through high of day. Moving my stop up with this now. Oof. Can we get up through for the 630s? Here we go, 15s. So this is these guys now trapped and taken out. I want to see us squeeze through this and then just do a giant boner candle and I'll be out. Yes, rejecting that high day. Come on. Get up through it. Stops in the money now anyway. Oh, no matter what, looking in a good day here. Rejecting high day. And I'm about to get knocked out in the money here if we come back beneath the previous week low. Oh, almost tapped me. Can't believe that didn't take me out. How's that not taking me out? Stops at 86.25. In fact, I'll go up to that 87s now. God, what a battle. ES got really close there as well. ES very close to taking out the highs. Might just pull back flush and then go. It keeps doing this at the moment. It's annoying. Ideal entry really now is all the way down here, right? Because we've created a new box and a range. So ideally, we want to get longs under here. Underneath this basically value area, effectively protecting this. This here is your ideal area for a long entry. If we go under here and we fail this, then we can think about that. But really, I would be thinking about something like this for a new long entry if it does it. If it sweeps and then reclaims, I can get long here, risking that for that move. $450s. Oh my God, Coop! Dude. How many other guys on Discord actually took that call? I know Izzy took it. He was a little bit late, but he's in it on options. Anyone else in Discord? Are any of you playing my swing positions right now? I'm going to have to tell some of my mates because they're in it with me. Here we go. All right, market's getting ready now. IB coming up. High day coming up on ES. Cannot believe I didn't get taken out there. Insane. Was it taught in the course? It's the same, exactly the same setups in the course, but it's in Discord, man. Swings. So you'll see I talked about where I opened up. Where was I starting to get into? It's a long time ago now. Got in the same kind of time I got in here. Here we go. So like 11th. So like took a position the week before. I did start long-term position, open last week in the 2s. You can see it right here. And I gave my reason why. So it's all in Discord for those who are members. Here we go. So ES now, new highs. I think we squeeze through here, folks. I think there's a squeeze incoming and we get up to here. So like we talked about, we use late bulls. We take them out. We encourage shorts to come in. We trap them. And then we use this now to come up here. All right. This is why, I can't remember who asked earlier, why am I not thinking short? This is why. Okay, because the easier move is to follow higher time frame. It's to let this happen, join in, good RR. Yeah, and trade upside rather than trying to play this. That's a much harder play than this will be. Trader Don, I need a one-on-one coach. I've got to have some sort of mental block when it comes to executing trades. It's like I don't know what I'm looking for, or I have confirmation paralysis. I mean, do you know your setup? I went over this like a few weeks ago. We went over this in. You're in Discord, right? Are you in Discord? Pretty sure you are. You've got to know what your setup is. These are nice setups for me, momentum longs and traps. That's what I love playing. Love playing traps. Like Bowden in chat, he's one of my newer students. He only pretty much solely plays bear traps, which is what we're in right now. Coop, same thing. He plays momentum. So I think what I'd say, Don, is you need to refine. Just choose one setup. Choose one setup and only play that. That's the thing. I think I know what I'm looking for, but it's not clearly defined yet. You just need clear definition. One setup, like say like an initial balance short or initial balance long or whatever it is, whatever you're best at executing, one setup and create defined rules for that. So I'm just going to close these. Some coming into my eyes here. And just play that. Let's have a talk about it in Discord, mate. I'll help you. I would say, for me, I would say trend days, multi-time frame trend days are the easiest, right? So look up here, we're bullish, right? Once we started breaking out of these, all right, we were bullish because we know we want to get up here. So we're looking for ways of entering bullish. Look at the flow zones. Even if your setup is I'm buying dips in flow zones, as simple as that. I'm buying dips in flow zones and I'm selling pops towards highs. That would have worked. All right. And on trend days, that will work for you. So it's just defining stuff. What's Aaron saying? Don, also depending on the subscription you have, run a trade replay and keep executing what Alex said. I've been doing that myself. There you go. Can anyone guess what mine is? Yes, I can have a good guess, Tyson. It's IB to VWAP. There you go. Like Tyson was in a kind of similar position. And me and Tyson had a good old chat for a bit. And we just redefined one setup. One setup. I talk about it extensively on the podcast with Austin on ASFX. You only need one setup. You can get around a golf course with an 8 iron. You need one setup. One setup will pay you. Once you're really good at one setup, you can maybe add another setup. But just get really good at one setup. One setup which will be there 60% of the time. Got to pay myself some more money here. Bear with me, team. Nice thing with open, I've like completely covered my original position. Like I'm so comfortable on it. Can just let it work now. Beautiful. Okay, so we're at that IB. So what we think about now, auction versus failed auction theory, right? We're coming into 11 o'clock. So auction theory versus failed auction theory. These might both play out. I would not be surprised to see us come up to here and then fail under here and trade back down to New York VWAP, which will probably be here by that point. So there might be this trade, there might be this trade, and from there, I think there's probably this trade again, probably all today at this point, just based on how we're building liquidity at the moment. I am probably done here. I locked more in there, so yeah, I'm up nice today. Yeah, no worries, Trader Don. Same thing with like Clint recently been going through the same thing, like just trying to refine stuff and also use a time frame that suits you. You know, if this is too much noise, like Coop will tell you the same thing. Coop trades off a 5 minute. All right. So if there's too much noise on the 1 minute, move to a higher time frame. You know, just think about very key things. There's your RBS, there's volume, there's the long opportunity up. You know, there's your pullback, there's the breakout, there's your long opportunity up. I didn't trade that because it's news, but like you get the point. Remember, if you're trading 5 minute, you've got at least 5 minutes to make a decision. If you're trading 1 minute, it's moving very quickly. Monday will be crazy. It will indeed. Yeah. I really like how we've set up now. Like if we go back, we can still set this is the interesting thing. We can set a squeeze and we can set a lower high on a daily. This is what I was talking about. Let's go to higher time frame. No, sorry, daily charts. All right. And if we think about what we're doing, what have we done this week? Right. Where's our Monday? Monday high, Tuesday range, expansion Wednesday, down into 50-day and lower bowl and demand. All right. Reaction off that back to imbalance. All right, back to imbalance. Now, if we fill the imbalance, we're going to test supply. If we fail supply, we're probably going to produce a lower high here. All right, if we fail supply, we'll produce a lower high here, maybe on Monday or Tuesday. That will probably bring us down to the top of the balanced range. Okay, so I would imagine if we fail, we come back down to the top of the balanced range. The question then is, do they put in a higher low, reclaim it, and go for new all-time highs? Okay, if not, if we come to the top of balanced range, go sideways and fail, we come down and we clean up these down here. Because what is this? Dum, 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 dum. All right, this is like a quasi, let's call it, rather than head and shoulders. That's possible. What else is possible? If we go on a gigantic, remember this morning coming into this, I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days straight down without a rebalance. Right? We go right back to the beginning of today's session. I talk about that. This was highly likely. What we do now is probably a pullback before going higher. That will change. If we keep squeezing up here and we go sideways, what do we have then? All right, same patterns over and over again. This will open up. This will open up. 5-day will come back to 20-day, trap, and we go upside. All these things are possible. It's the same setups over and over and over again, folks. All I'm looking for is the same things. I'm patient, and I trade the money when it's there, and I leave everything else alone. You should have made good money today. It was hard once that news candle came in, all right? But it's it is what it is. I mean, maybe with a tick chart, when I looked at the tick chart, I thought maybe I could have taken that. So like the tick chart on this news candle. Do I have ticks on here? Range. I don't think I even have ticks, but I could use like volume footprint maybe. Yeah, right here. Right here was probably a buy. I'm surprised there's no ticks. That should be straight up, yeah. All right, more upside, come in. Continuation of squeeze. ES newer high day, come in. Still producing higher lows and higher highs right now, okay? Zoom out from here. All right, from the New York session, here's what we've done in New York. Probably going to come up into this. We want to test this level here. Once we get up there, no more longs. No more longs up there. If we reject IB here, it's possible we collapse and sweep this, and then I think they bid it back up. But right now, it's long only, in my opinion. Multi-time frame up here is telling you long, so just stick with what it's telling you. If you're playing initial balance, obviously you can keep tight RR if you're someone playing it, but remember the momentum's very, very strong. Tick charts in the time frame area, is it? Like here. Range chart. Oh, there we go. Can I do a 500 tick? 1,000 tick would do. Oh, I don't have it on here, and that's annoying. When I have it here, and like, let me pull that crap off it so you can see it. How do I remove? Is there a way to remove all indicators and drawings in one go? Jesus. See if I can get this stuff off. Oh, now it's gone offline. That's good. Thank you, TPT. There we go. All right, on the tick chart, there was a slight pullback here to the RBS. You wouldn't see it on the minute chart, but this here, this was all on the news. So there's your 10 o'clock candle. 13 seconds later, we actually offer a bull flag into this RBS zone. All right, it's red. And that was actually a good buy. And you get the, straight after that, you get a nice cross here and a nice move up. So this all happened. Where's your 1 minute? Right here. So you could have got in from 400 to 513, risking 30 points. I mean, that is really good, but you would have had to have been so quick. You need a bot to do it. You definitely need a bot to do it. Oh, you couldn't see it? Oh, I'm sorry. Let's try it again. Can I shrink this down? You see that now? Yeah, on this tick chart, right? I don't know, how can I draw it? Here. Yeah, so if you look at this, there's your 10 o'clock candle. So 10 o'clock opens at 250. 8 seconds later, we're trading at 429 in 8 seconds. And then from 9 seconds to 27 seconds, So just under 20 seconds, you have a pullback into this red box, which is the RBS. You set a flag. I mean, I can't trade this quick, but there's a trade there basically from the 400 break of the flag at 33, at 33 seconds. And you can probably get an extension up into the 1 minute. You can get a 100-point move there in about 20, 30 seconds off that flag, but you won't see it. Like I'll show you, you won't see it on the 1 minute chart. It was too quick. 1 minute chart straight up, right? But there was like a hesitate. Basically, there was this. This happened here on a tick right there. But man, I'm not quick enough to trade that. Have we got to 100? Still 2 more likes, folks. All right, just 2 more likes. Let's do that giveaway. Let's get 2 more likes. Let's do a giveaway. Nice, big, juicy day on a Friday. I'm happy. Happy, 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 man. All right, I'm going to give you a minute. Get the likes up to 100. I'm going to use the bathroom, be back, and then we're going to give away an Apex account. And maybe we'll give away something else as well. We'll see. All right, here's your expansion. You can see on the book what they're looking for. 650 above, decent size sellers there. 650, 660, 665. Let me have a look. Much upside. Not too much. Not much at all, really. Bigger buyers right now sitting down at 500s and where is that? 500, 475, 450. You got 100 lot on each of those. So 500s, 475, 450. 500s, 475, 450. All right. They're trying to buy. They want this move here. All right, which would be nice. Don't know if it comes. All right, have we got enough on? Yes. All right, let's do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway team. Set this up for you all. Putting this together. Give me a second. Where is it? Here we go. All right, if you are a regular on the channel, or you're all going to have to be subscribers, or a VIP member, you will have more chance of winning. Is this set up? Okay, all you've got to do is type profits once in chat. Profits as in the money. Type it once, lowercase. That's all you've got to do for your chance to win a free Apex account. Zoom this in a bit. What is going on here? Here we go. It's caught up now. Only need to type it once, folks. So ES pulling back to its IB, NQ not through its IB. The longer we're up here without pushing, the more chance it's got of a cleanup, I think. I'm not playing this short side. I'm probably not even going to play it long side anymore. I've made my money for the day, but I'm just making you guys aware that it's possible it sets this up if it keeps doing this. The bias is still upside, but it can clean everyone out before doing it. I would not be playing shorts, though, today. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes. What a killer Friday. What a nice way to end the week. Really nice way. First week back after a holiday. That felt good. Great day back. It's plural for those doing it. Profits. It has an S on the end. If you do it without the S, it won't show. Lowercase, no S. Sorry, lowercase with an S. God, I can't even talk. All right, let's choose this winner. There you go. I can see some other people. Not like that, Aaron. That would be me. All right, let's choose this winner. Winner is DJ Noah. Congratulations. Congratulations, Noah. If you can hit me on Discord or drop me an email, I will sort you out a free Apex account, any size that you want. Should we do another giveaway, folks? Should we do another giveaway? We're doing something else. I'll tell you what, I'll do it one now and I'll do one next week. I was just going to do one for next week. So what we'll do is I will give away the... What I'll do is I'll do 40% off the full course with me, the Flow Zone Beginner to Advanced course. 40% off because it's my 40th birthday next week. All right, so we'll do 40% off. Noah, just shoot me an email. Just show me to make sure I can see the back end of your YouTube so I know it's you. flowzonetrader@gmail.com. You can just hit that one up. I'll do 40% off a Flow Zone course. Let me just set all that up. If you're already a member, it's okay. You can give this code to one of your friends when I set it up for you. Okay, so if you type birthday in chat, whoever wins that will get 40% off the Flow Zone course. So right now it's $6.49. So get you what, $260 off. It's pretty good. ES coming back to its IB. I'll give you guys a couple minutes to do that. John, I just see that comment. I can't help it. It's got nothing to do with me. It's Nightbot that chooses it. That's why I always show it on the screen so that you can see it. I can't choose it. It's an automatic roll. All right, give you guys 15 more seconds and then we'll roll again. Stephen, I just see that. Yeah, I will get you set up as soon as we've done this. Thank you. I did do a shout out for you the other day because I have so many emails. I couldn't remember who needed it. Okay, let's choose a winner here. I'm just waiting for them to add Mike like because I can see you just done it. And there's a few more of you coming. Okay, winner is Chris Trades in Envy. Chris Trades in Envy. Congratulations, you won 40% off the beginner to advanced course. Again, if you email me, Chris, flowzonetrader@gmail.com, just make sure I can show me that it's you in the back end of your YouTube, and I will sort you out. I'll sort you out, of course, with 40% off. How do I do that? I'll log into the back end. That's good, JD. I quite like that. Yeah, looking forward to working with you, buddy. Congratulations. We'll do another one of those next week as well. Maybe we'll do a couple of them. Sorry, I'm just setting all this up for you now. Okay. Yeah, I don't know actually, DK. That's I don't know now if Trump's still. DK's asking is Trump still talking at noon. I don't know, given that he started talking earlier. I don't actually know. DJ, your initials, not your profession. All right, team. Still just basing up here. All right, basing up here. I don't like the longs here personally because you know how I trade. I need traps. Things like this is how I trade. All right, I want cheap trades where I know one side's stuck. Can we still go higher? Yeah, but do I like it? No, not really. Think about where we started today. We were buyers this morning. Was it here? It was all the way down here for this move here, and then we got out and we let the news come, and then we participated again here for this move. So, you know, yes, we missed all this, but anyone who's buying that, congratulations. That is unbelievable. It's actually a really nice setup. It's a return back in, a hold of VWAP, a hold of previous day value area high, but there's no way I'm buying that because you put your stop here, you're getting filled down here. You saw it move 200 points in 8 seconds. So if they take a bit longer to fill your 30-point stop, you're getting filled all the way down here and you're getting blown out. That's why I don't trade news. Game of guess the top can start till the market close, eating shorts alive. Yeah, it's very, very possible. Very possible. One thing I'd say is like on the higher time frame, let me get rid of this old anchor VWAP. I don't need it now. On the higher time frame, you could argue, which is definitely not a good area to be participating necessarily as a buyer in up here. But if we think about swing legs, I mean, I still think this is so controlled. When we think about this, did anyone get swept? No, 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 no. So we came in today, 1 level, 2 levels. These are sitting there to get wrecked. Now, I don't think we do it in one go. We also need to think about, let's go all-time high to this pullback. Yeah, coming right into the 61. So like this is not a good area to be long in, right? So from here to here, we're in a 61 retracement. I'd like to see a short back down Monday, Tuesday, and a hold of this range and a higher low set for a squeeze back up to come and take out all these participants next week. That makes sense to me. It makes total sense to me. 1,000-point pullback. Here's your base, return, no break. This now is what I'll be looking for next week. So I'll be looking ideally for a squeeze and a short back down and then a base. So let's say weekly model. Those who trade weekly model with me, we'll be looking for that. All right, if you think about weekly model this week, where's Monday? And make sure I do this right because I was away for a lot of it. Tuesday, Wednesday. So Sunday. So weekly model was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Where's Tuesday's low? Wednesday, return back into range, right? What we're not going to do is take out this high, are we? What's the chance of that happening? 5%, probably even less. But Tuesday, what was the chance of us breaking this? 80%, right? So those that trade weekly model with me. Yes, Coop, that's a good way to put it. Too high to go long, too bullish to go short. Good way to put it. George, you're you're a little bit late. You're a little bit late, buddy. Let me just sort everyone out. Stephen, just sorting you out here. Market's gone still, isn't it? Completely still. Stephen Merch, I'm just sorting you out now, mate. Should be ready in 2 minutes for you. Okay, should be done. Should be done for you. Anything you want to go over, team, before I get off? We've got 40 minutes left, but market's gone to sleep. We've made big moves. Still nothing going on. This thing's just still. Absolutely still. Okay, sorry team. Catching up now, catching up. Starting to see a bit of rotation here. Failure to see acceptance above the initial balance. ES is still holding above the initial balance. Point of control has shifted to the top. All right, so value on the day is being agreed here. All right, it's kind of an unusual session in that case. If we keep rejecting this, you might see a rotation. You can see values move now. So we've shifted all of value higher. This is your current value area, low volume nodes all through these sections here. So maybe we come and test 88s and they bid, or if not, you know, I would like to see a full return down here and a clean up, but probably next week. What are you having in it? Small one. Thanks. Oh, nice one, Capped. Yeah, glad we got that sorted, buddy. Let me just catch up with chat here. I'm sorry, team. Is weekly model discussed in the course? Yes, it is, Christopher. So it's all in the course. Dean just got in here. IB test to go higher or lower. Main momentum today is bullish. We're looking for a retest up here. We have like a 61 fib around here on the daily. You have divergence between the ES and the NQ. All right, so we are making higher highs and higher lows. It's possible that we get some form of pullback to go higher later. I'd say for now, it looks like bulls are a bit exhausted up here. Point of control here, we're not getting acceptance above it for now. So maybe a pullback coming. I wouldn't be playing shorts today personally, because we all know I like to play the pro trend, so I'm not really interested in that move. ES is still basing above. All right, so this is basically now blue on ES. All right, and you can see ES is basing above what? An old RBS zone. So there's your RBS. It's going sideways, right? If you get acceptance underneath, you might get a rotation to come and clean out some of these participants and come back down into this zone. But again, I personally, I would not be playing this short today. It doesn't mean you can't, but personally, it's not a trade that I like. I don't love playing those trades short when we are very, very high in, like, this is huge bullish momentum, guys. All right. This would be nothing more than a pullback to go higher. The only time that will change is if we collapse in here. And then I'd consider it, but I don't think that happens at all. I think we just go higher and higher and higher. The more shorts, remember, the more intraday shorts that are stuck, the higher we're going to go. So I think it's just a game of how many can it get stuck. So everything for me, I would see as a trap or a form of continuation. So there's absorption under here, 1, 2, under here. Maybe they do that and go. Maybe they go come deeper, clean these guys out, and then they go. That's all I'd be thinking. I wouldn't be thinking about shorts personally today. Got your email, Alex. Thanks again. No worries, mate. Look forward to working with you. Hey, Alex, great week. Have a great weekend. Just off to pick up my little one. Yep, you too, Aaron. Have a great weekend. You can see we've got a seller on the book now at 650. So finally some size has come on. I don't know when that just came on. Let's have a look. It might have been there a little while and I didn't notice it. Hello, Bookmap. Can we wake up? So where did he come on? 11:30. That's now. Has he just come on? 24. It came on like 4 or 5 minutes ago. So we've got a seller up here. They're trying to drag the market up to that. Big buyers are down at these trap levels. You see these 3 blocks here. So this is the same guy who tried to walk it up. You can see he was a buyer on the tape, tried to walk it up. He bid off here on that pullback into 500. Right, they're looking for that trap play down into here to reabsorb. They know this is better value. This is where we got thin. We just went over this. Okay, this, if you think about where these buyers are hanging out, 500, 475, 450 is where we got thin earlier. Right, they want to buy and absorb this level. Why? Because that's the bottom side of the range. All right, so if shorts come flying in here, buyers are going to try and absorb to come back up. That's what they're going to do. At the moment, I'm doubtful we get a flush. It does. There is nothing right now that looks like it wants to flush. Remember, Nvidia opened up almost 2% down today. It's now 1.84% up. Absolute beauty. ES trying to take out, you can see big sellers here. 495, 499, 500, 501, all on the ES. Right, and it looks like it wants to do it. Looks like it just wants to squeeze up, take them out. So I'd still, for me, I'm bullish on this. I would not be thinking about any shorts. No reason to short. Half an hour left, team. If you want to go over anything else today, if you want a little review or recap or thought process why we did anything, now is your time to speak up. Thanks. I think all of this liquidity is to go up or down because it's a big move either way. Yeah, I mean, I think definitely build out lots of liquidity. Bias is to go up. I'd like to see us go down first before we go up, but we might not. Intel, is it? It's a good bump, isn't it? Just trying to recover that gap. Is that an old earnings last year? Yeah, Intel trying to recover that. That's a good buy off these lows, man. No brainer down there. Trying to get through this gap. If it can recover this gap, it's got a shot, because then it's got this shot opportunity. Yeah, it needs to get through these. Going to be tough, very tough for it. Lots of people stuck in that for a long, long, long time. But yeah, that's a good shove today. I'd love a recap to help identify what I'm missing. Entry points and what you're missing. Okay, let's just go back from the beginning of the day. I'm going to delete this just so we can see it. Okay. Coming into open today, we were in a balanced range. All right, if we just zoom out and just do 15 minutes here. Right, think about what we've done this week. Monday, we went sideways. Tuesday, you got your liquidation break. All right, so we know buyers are now trapped up here. Wednesday, we got a continuation of the liquidation break, but we swept key levels. Okay, once we swept those key levels and we know high time frame demand is down here on Wednesday, we found a bid. So if you traded with me on Wednesday, I kept saying to you, do not get short down here at the lower Bollinger Band and 50-day moving average. Not a short. And we traded upside on Wednesday. Okay, so on Wednesday, we traded upside to do what? To come and retest where we broke down from earlier in the day. So we had, just as a recap, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, return back inside to what? To supply, where buyers are trapped. Okay, by doing that move, we build in more shorts. Okay, because if we think about now, we have short stops here and short stops here. Okay, so you've got breakout shorts in the market from up here, more breakout shorts in the market here, more breakout shorts in the market here. Get rid of this. Our range on Wednesday was a balanced range. All right, so Wednesday was a D-shaped profile. This was a balanced range, leaving, I think, point of control was about here. All right. Thursday, we contracted. Okay, so on Thursday, did we ever test Wednesday's high or low? No, we did not. We never got to the extremes. What we did is we tested Wednesday's previous day value area low. We didn't quite make it to previous day value area high. So what does that mean? We made more liquidity here. We basically did one of these. All right. So you got swing buys in long down here, and you've got swing shorts, swing shorts, swing shorts, trap buyers. Coming into today, what did we do overnight? We came down in London to retest this old demand level. and we found buyers off it, a big reaction. Now, the danger coming to this morning was if this market wanted to go into a strong sell, if it came down here, was I going to buy it? No. Why was I not going to buy it? Because now we have a lot of liquidity built in down here. We needed to see strength in the market today. Here's your previous day value area low, point of control, previous day value area high. For bids today, right, we wanted to break out above these to go upside. We don't want to bid off these today. Why? Because this is likely to get sold into. Where I would have bid off that is if we broke down and retested it. And then, yeah, if we clean out liquidity, then I would have traded it long. So the thesis was, if we get heavy under here, we are short for a push lower. We are trading edges. If we build liquidity above here, we are long for what? To take out these guys. And then we're going to look for a rebuild of liquidity, rebuild of liquidity. Once we take out low hanging fruit, what are we very careful of? Failed breakouts, all right, which come back into range. Have we seen any failure? No. All we have seen, all right, are trigger longs this morning. So now that you understand that, if we dial down into a lower time frame, even just a 5 minute, all right, this morning, the opening 5 minute does what? It closes the gap. This is your cash gap. We open here, yellow line, cash gap, objective complete. We hold previous day point of control, okay? There's no close below these. We're not in a short swing here. This is a retest and a hold. We reclaim New York open and we reclaim previous day value area high. If we base here, what are we looking for? Stops. We're looking for moves into stops. So do we get a trigger long there? Absolutely, we get a trigger long there. 1 minute time frame. If you go back to this candle here, 937, I told you you're looking for a pullback to create some form of flag or dip versus these levels. All right, and that's what this is. This, make it really simple. This is an expansive bar. This is an inside bar. This is an inside bar because you're inside this 1 minute bar, right? This is your flag. This is exactly the same as what we've done here. It's creating inside action that when we break out of, we raid the stops. It's the same. That's what inside bars do. That's what flags are. That's what traps are. That is your entry. You have an entry here. I was actually in early because I could see this setting up for this expansion. All right. There's your buy signal. There's the flip of low zones. There's the VWAPs all pointing upside. We go from flat to expansion. Right, and then we trade through higher time frame algo. We trade up to opening range high. Taking TPs out. If you look left, where were we taking profits? We had these drawn out, right? These were the targets, TP1, TP2, TP3. Right, so we hit those, and then we wait for a reload. We were all out of the position here because the book got thin, and we said, hey, we don't touch this into news. We let them do what they want. What do? They walk it down into VWAP for a cheap buy, and there's your low time frame algo. Would I potentially have bought this if we weren't into news? Yeah, probably, because this is the, if we weren't in news, we would have done this, right? But we were in news, so there's no liquidity and we ripped. Very hard to take that. Now, like we talked about earlier, if you were on a tick chart, this 1 minute candle actually does this on a tick chart. Otherwise, very hard to trade. So you leave this and then you wait for what? You wait for the pullback, right? We build this. This is not something you want to buy. I talk about this all the time. You're looking to buy under swing points. There's your pullback, under swing points. Who is entering here? Shorts are getting highs here. Shorts are taking breakdowns here, thinking we're going to collapse. Why is that unlikely? Because we've just broken above big swing points. So we take out these white lines, right? We break out through these white lines. If we now put a volume profile on, right, and I'm going to take the extension off so you can just see it where it would have been at that point. All right, coming into this high, you had this anchor view up, and we had volume built out here. And I would expect this low volume node to be protected, okay? Because if we're going to be bullish, this is a true imbalance. If we're going to be bullish, we're going to hold this to go higher, all right? That's how imbalances work, because all the shorts are stuck under here. Why is this ripped so hard? Because we went through everyone's stops. This is your buying opportunity, all right? Because the swing leg is from here to here. This is internal structure, all right? This is encouraging shorts to get in to go higher. Do I buy this? Probably not. Could some of you buy this? Yeah, you could. You could absolutely buy that if you want to. What did I wait for? Here. TP made, all right? So where's my... And I was scalping this up, playing like small size, adding into scalping, taking some off, being flexible. All right, once we do this, you're looking for that high. All right, and we only play upside because higher time frame is saying upside, right? Everything wants to move upside. Now we've hit like the 61 fib and stuff. It's a bit harder to be thinking about any more upside, isn't it? Because we've had giant moves, we've had a trap. Let's extend this right now. We've had the trap and we're building liquidity up here. You now need to be careful of tapering, right? Strong trend, sideways trend, more sideways trend, more sideways trend. If buyers keep getting stuck up here chasing, we will get this move down here, and then I expect them to buy it back. I would not be a buyer up here. Why? Is momentum good? It's not really very good at this moment. It's gone sideways. Is location good? No. Location was great down here. It's not good up here. Where's the final target? Up here. Where are we now? We're into a 61 fib. If you go for the weekly range, or like beyond that, if we go to an H1 chart like I talked about, if we go swing points, we go from all-time high right to the 1,000-point pullback we just did. We're coming into 61 fib. We don't want to be buying in the golden zone, right? We want to be buying down here, selling into that. Does that now make sense for whoever asked why we got long, where we got long, where we took profit? Alex, I really appreciate your market pedagogy. Just excellent and very thorough. Thanks for taking much time for people, even complete strangers like me. Awesome. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. Probably what separates this stream from a lot of others. Probably give away way too much edge for free in education, but I'd rather you guys learn. Change your character video would be good to cover that also, yeah, for those course in the entry. Or entry long, yeah, change your character, exactly, same thing. Really, once we were boxed in, you're really just looking for a breakout or a failed breakout of a box. That's like the easiest way to put it. So think about this morning on this hourly. The main box was this, and then we had like a box within a box, okay? Because this is Wednesday and this is Thursday. So once we start breaking out of Wednesday and Thursday highs, what happens? Just think higher time frame. Shorts are stuck here. Where are we trying to go? Up here. Why are we trying to go up that? Because it's a fresh level, right? We've never retested this level that we broke down from. We just flushed straight down. Once we break away from somewhere, what do we expect? At some point, we're going to retest it. Maybe we find sales there and come back down to what? Break and retest, because we broke out of here. I can make this really clean this up for you guys to make it easy. The market will always break out and retest. It will always do that. It's just how patient can you be? Breakout. Break back up to the upside. What are we trying to do? Retest. Once we get here, if we get a sell, what are we going to do? Retest, right? Because here is a box of trap sellers and buyers in control, and here is a box of trap buyers and sellers in control. So what do? We trade from one pain point to the other. We trade from one pain point to the other. We don't buy you know, up here where we expect it to fail. We don't sell, you know, into this on the leg back in, expecting it to fail, right? We don't do that. We do the opposite. If this like comes up here and we reclaim, then we think about a buy for continuation. Yeah. Tell me back. What? We got dinner with Joel, right? Santa Monica. Venice. Okay, cool. It's like learning a new language, but I see where I fall into the traps. I'm usually buying and selling exactly where you are teaching us not to. Yeah, exactly. And that is how the market works, right? That's exactly what the market wants to do. It wants to lure you into positions which are not optimal positions. Okay, because most people will chase the market. Most people are breakout buyers and breakout sellers. It's fine to be a breakout trader. There's nothing wrong with that. But you need to be trading the breakouts from like areas where. Am I still on the high time frame? All right. If you are trading, like, let's say you're trading a trend line breakout here. This is a good breakout. Why? Because it's on discount, right? Here's your swing point to swing point. This is discount. This is cheap, right? This is very, very cheap. This is expensive. So you want to buy cheap breakout to go up. Where do you not want to buy a breakout? You don't want to buy an expensive breakout trying to get higher when there's just as much chance it needs to come lower, right? That's where people get stuck. They just buy in the wrong areas. So if you trade with me long enough, you'll hear me say over and over again, what's the location? What's the momentum? What's the location? What's the momentum? You can just ask yourself those two questions before every single trade. If you've got a good location and you've got good momentum, you're probably going to have more chance of winning. All right, you're probably going to have much more chance of winning. Right now, I would say the momentum is not good for bulls up at the top lower time frame, and the location is not good either. So it's probably due a pullback, which is we're starting to see now, right? We're starting to see that sort of rollover pullback that we talked about. It's not, again, it's not a trade I would take. I wouldn't necessarily take this trade, but I expect it to come and liquidate some participants. Maybe it stops here, maybe it stops here. And if we reclaim then I expect it to go high. If it does this and stays heavy, then I'd be thinking about the short back down to fill this gap, but not until then. Market is waiting for Trump to bring it down. Yeah, maybe. He's coming in 12 minutes, right, if he's going to talk it again. I've learned I need to learn fib charts. That was so well explained. Thank you. One day I'm going to buy your stuff just because I feel like, oh, yeah. No worries, man. Troy, makes perfect sense. I've been learning so much ever since I found you and tuned into the streams. I appreciate you a lot, Alex. Oh, you're welcome, Troy. No worries. Love trading with you all. Love teaching you guys. DK dropping the facts there. Absolute facts. Saying he's always late. She's referring to DJT there, to Trump. Well, he was bloody early today, wasn't he? An hour and 45 minutes early. So Canada's removing tariffs, is it? Have I just seen that? Ed Cook's been talking as well. I have no further comments about the mortgage controversy beyond my prior statement. I'm just trying to catch up with the news here. So coming back down to the anchor view up off that New York, off the news candle. So it's average price of buyers from the news candle right now. maybe we come and fill some of those buys we talked about. Are they still there? They left. They're still there. 500, 475, 450. Amazing if they filled them. You'll see, we've now done what? Initial balance, failed to get over it, had numerous attempts. There's your sell signal. If you were patient enough to wait for it to roll, there's your bear flag coming down into what? Like, I'm not trading this because I'm trying to stay pro trend, but those like Tyson are maybe trading it. IB, there's your view up off the New York. So, you know, if you're trading this here, that is a technical breakdown. We teach this in the course. There's your first cover point. There's your second cover point. There's your third if you really get it. I would find it unlikely, but it's possible. Like even that first TP, it's good RR if you're taking that. Even if you're, you know, waiting and not playing against the IB. Where's my short? You know, even if you're taking this first candle here down to liquidate this low, risking just this, it's still 3.66R. All right. The reason I'm not taking it is because I want to focus pro trend. I obviously don't think I'll take another trade today either. Plus, Apex just disconnected. That's not good. Risk off into Trump. 239 lot now at 500. 106 lot at 475. The 450 lot just moved. He added on to 500. So he's looking to protect 500. Zoom this out a bit for you. You can see them here. He's looking to protect 500. Thanks, Ken. Appreciate everyone for the support. I've got to try and film an educational video for you guys this weekend. I honestly don't know what to film, and I need an editor. I'm running out of man hours. I need someone who's willing to go through my live streams each day and do it for me. I was having AI do it, but even that's just too much effort for me. I'm gonna have to find a social media editor to do that stuff. Just remember Trump coming in, I don't know, 6 minutes or so. Apparently, if he's on time. Okay, I've got it live here. I promise not to do any impressions today. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. He might well be. Yeah, he might well be. We'll see. They're my favorite. I love doing imitations, but I think people get upset with me on stream because they think I'm politically biased. I'm actually not. My thought is very simple. All politicians are assholes. From every country, from every party. They all have one thing in common. They lie, they steal, and they don't look after the masses. It doesn't matter where you're from, that will be true. It's unfortunate, and that's the world we live in. Who else can I imitate? I'm not sure. I do quite good Brian Badondi. There's any Brits in chat from Face Jacker? Headed out for the day. Have a good weekend. Take care, Contorted. Yeah, I know, Coop. You sit on the same fence as me. They're all buggers, man. They're all buggers. They're all. Oh my god, that is lucky. I have just seen a little ghost order on my tick chart, just hanging down there at the bottom. What are you doing? This is where I get in trouble with stuff like that. I don't know if you could even see that. I had a buy and sell order right next to each other and don't remember putting that on. That would have been upsetting. Okay, so still, you've seen this breakdown of a rotation. Failed to make a new high. Bear flag versus IB. Breakdown. Bear flag. Interview up. If they flush this, all you're really looking for is pain points. So I'd say 64s, 25s, sub 500. If they come down here and they protect it, this is going to be a long backup. All right, if they do something like this and protect it, it will be a long backup. They would have to protect it. Yeah, Dean, it's long. It needs a cut. It needs a cut, man. I need to get to a hairdresser, get a cut, get looked after. I'm quite fancy a massage this weekend after sitting cross-Atlantic flights. Not fun. I went swimming last night. My back is in pieces from the flight. Like 12-hour flight back. It annoys me how long it takes to fly back to LA. I feel like the flight to London feels so quick, but the flight back's always horrible. God, the VIX got absolutely melted on, didn't it? Dunktown. Well, they haven't even cut to the Oval Office yet. The live stream that I'm watching. You guys might be right. It might be very, very late. So there's your TP1. Tyson, I don't know if you're in this. TP1 here. Be careful of a stop line of 96 now. So if you took that versus IB or any of these breakdowns for your specific trade that you play, I'd use that anchor view up today. And if you get the next one, it's going to be a big flush. That'd be 70 points. But you should be locking some in here. It's a decent move. It's a 40, 50 point move. So make sure you're paying yourself a little bit. my students, see if everyone's okay here. I haven't heard it go live yet. Maybe some of you are right. Maybe he's late. Nothing there on stream. Hilarious. All right, I'm about to get out of here, folks. Unless you got any more questions. I'm done for the day. All right, team. I am out there. I'm going to set you up for the rest of the day. If they start to pivot here, right, we can still do this move. You've left relative equal highs up here. It does want to come and test up here. You're going to need to get through this volume. All right, you're going to have to get through this low volume and start chomping back through this. I know it's a little bit messy. They might want to go deeper first. I do not know what their plan is here, but I know that this is key and this is key. All right, so you're either looking for something like this, okay, or you're going to wait for something like this for even cheaper down here. All right, that's your current value area low on the day. No longs beneath this. All right, if it dunks beneath this, it needs to reclaim. It must reclaim if you're going to think about a long down there. All right, if it does this, you do not think about longs. But personally, I'd be staying long bias, looking for traps and things that I can get involved in under pivots like this here. If it does something like this, all these things possible if you're going to hang around the rest of the day. But just remember, it is Friday. You should have made good money with me on stream already. Do not overstay your welcome. Do not get sucked in to a market. Your job now is to go and have a decent weekend with your friends and your family. Do things that make you feel good. And do not sit here on the charts all weekend. Right? There's a whole world out there beyond this digital matrix which we play for a living. This is, let me just read everyone here. No worries, DK, you're welcome. Bay Trader, have a great weekend. This is my second stream watching. Thank you for all the great value and knowledge. Have a great weekend. You are welcome, Swami. Peace and love, everyone. Be kind to each other. Please, if you're going to trade today, you better be using hard stops, right? You have some unknowns. We have big moves in the market. Trump about to talk. You don't know what's coming. Do not get into this market without using hard stops, right? You will regret it if you do that. Peace out. Have a great weekend. If I get a chance, I'll do some education over the weekend. So look out for that on YouTube. I'll be back real soon.